All right, Fight News fans, we're here with former multi-belt champion Amir King Khan at the WBC convention, the 63rd WBC convention and first Muay Thai convention in Bangkok, Thailand. King, how you doing?
I'm alright, brother. Like you were just telling me a story when we first met in 2006.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Jeff Lacey versus Joe Calzaghe.
Yeah, Manchester, 19 years ago.
Yeah, man. And
it was cold.
Manchester's always cold, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy, like, the amount of interviews I've probably done or met people is crazy. And it makes it sometimes shocks me when someone says and I don't remember it, you know?
Right,
like,
sure.
I don't remember it. I'm like, oh, did I meet them? Like, I must have met like millions of people.
Well, of
like,
course.
It's crazy. I shook millions of hands.
Yeah.
It's just crazy if I could count and see all the faces. It's crazy.
But it helps bring it into context if you can like say the time, the place, you know,
I know.
what was happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, that
Well,
was a great night.
I still remember. I'm glad I still remember the night.
Yeah.
I think that time I just turned professional. That time I went in the ring.
Yeah, you were about a year in
Yeah.
because you turned
And-
professional
And Frank
05.
Warren got me in the ring and he held my hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great night.
Yeah.
But so going back a couple of years to the 2004 games, what a sensation you were, a surprise. 17 years old, making it to the finals against Mario Kindelan.
Crazy, like unexpected from anyone. Like, no one would ever expected me to do that in the Olympics, to get to the final. But it wasn't like I had like hard fights on the way. I was like literally taking everyone out. I was the only guy to knock someone out in the Olympics with a KO. I was one of the youngest in the Olympics as well. I was only 17, and I fought like my first fight was against the home nation fighter, which is always hard when you fight a home nation. It was in Greece,
Right.
Athens, and I fought a Greek fighter in the first fight. So I had the pressure against me. I had everyone against me. I stopped him. I went to a second fight. My second fight was against the European champion, and I beat him, which was like he was one of the favorites to win the gold medal. And then from him, I then went to I fought in the quarterfinals. I fought against a guy from Korea who was the Asia champion, and he was the one I knocked out. And then I move on from there, and I boxed Kazakhstan. I boxed another guy that was I think he was like one of the top world number fighters, and he was also Asia champion as well before the previous year. I beat him very widely, and then I fought Mario Kindelan in the final. Mario Kindelan was just a special fighter, bro. Like, he was so smart, calm, picks every shot. His IQ was so good, but obviously he beat me. I tried to give him my all, I couldn't. I just fell short in that fight, and I knew that one day I'll get my feedback. I'll get my chance to beat him again. So, but it was a fantastic fight.
Yeah, and you're alluding to my next question.
Yeah.
So you didn't turn pro right away, and in 2005
Yeah,
there
man,
was
I had to
a UK versus Cuba,
So what
and you
happened
got
was-
your chance to
We
avenge the loss.
Yeah, man, I avenged the loss. What happened was, let me just text my friend. Sorry, brother. Let me just text him the location. JB. Oh, sorry, he's not here. Sorry. Let me just. Is this the second floor? Sorry, bro.
That's all right. We'll edit.
You can edit, yeah. Okay. Hi, bro. We in this. What's this room called, guys?
Do you want me to go get him? Is he going to get the elevator?
Yeah, come to the elevator on the second floor.
okay.
Okay, thanks. All right.
So you had the rematch in
Then I had the
2005.
rematch. Bro, I stayed amateur. I wanted to win the nationals as a senior.
Okay.
I wasn't even a senior. I went to Olympics before even having a senior fight in the UK.
Right.
It was crazy. I was a junior all the way along, and I was only 17, and then just turned 18 and got a rematch with Mario Kindelan. I don't want to stay amateur for this fight. Frank Warren didn't want me to fight him because the deal was almost signed, and he said to me, "I'm gonna have 2 checks in my pocket. You win the fight, is one of the biggest signing bonuses, signing on fees ever. $2 million just to sign. I'm gonna have that in one pocket, $2 million, and in the other pocket, I'll have $1 million. If you lose, you get $1 million. If you win, $2 million. Or you don't fight, and I'll give you the $2 million. I mean, look.
Right.
So any fighter would not take the fight and to go for the money. But obviously, I wanted to fight him, and I said I'm gonna take this fight. And I fought him and beat him. And then obviously, but I had that pressure as well. Like, bro, I could lose it, but to me, money wasn't any issue then because I didn't see money then. I was
Right.
new. Even though I wouldn't, did well in the Olympics and did well, but I still, I was a normal person, and I didn't care if it's going to be more, a million more, a million less, because it's not going to change my life. My life is made, you know. I am what I am. I'm the simple guy. So yeah, it was. But I'm glad I took the fight, got the win, and then it was massive news in the UK that look, I beat one of the best and one of the greatest amateurs ever
Yeah.
in history.
Yeah.
You know, Kindling is a special fighter, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to face him,
Yeah, that's great.
and beat him as well.
So eventually, then you did turn pro. You were streaking along. You were 18-0,
Yeah.
and then they bring in
I think
this
17 though. Was it 18, 17,
18,
something like that? innit?
18, yeah, and they bring in this tough Breeders' Prescott, and
I picked it.
you picked it.
Well, Frank Warren had picked. Who's the guy that fought Nassim Hamed? First fight that Nassim had in New York.
Oh, Kevin Kelly.
Kevin Kelly. So, yeah. So I was supposed to fight Kevin Kelly.
Really?
And I remember Frank giving me Kevin Kelly and saying, "Oh, you fight this guy," and I was like, "No, I want to fight." I had a different coach, Jorge Rubio. He said, "Amir, you should fight this guy. He's got good record, good knockout percentage, and fight this guy." I said, "Yeah, no problem." Like, so from Kevin Kelly, we then scrapped that and went for a young, up and coming,
Also undefeated guy.
undefeated
Yeah.
guy as well, and hungry, and
With a
knocked
big punch.
every opponent out as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, I took that fight, and obviously he knocked me out. Like, it was crazy, like, you know.
And how, like, emotionally crushing were you? Like, it's over, or were you just motivated, or did it take a little bit of time?
You know, at that time, everything was a bonus for me. I turned professional. I was a big name, so all that was like, I was happy with that. But still, I didn't want to leave the sport because I was like, I've achieved more than I ever expected
Right.
and done, and I'm a name. So then I was like, I'm not gonna let this beat me down. I'm gonna go back to the gym. In life, everyone has losses. The best I've lost. Now looking back at it, that loss is what made me the fighter I am.
A lot of fighters say that.
You know what I mean? Losses make you who you are, honestly. And why we saying that is because when you lose a fight, you go back to drawing board, then and you ask yourself the question: do you still have it? Are you and the confidence sometimes can go, but then it's up to you then to still keep that. Some people have the confidence. Some people never come back from a loss like that. They'll come back to boxing, yes, but they'll never fight the same way they used to fight. I was back to normal or even better because I made sure that I used the losses as an advantage.
And you didn't let it define you.
Yeah,
Those
so-
people that don't come back, the loss
No,
defines
bro,
them.
a bad loss like that, they could get gun shy.
Yeah.
They don't want to exchange. They don't let combinations go. But my style was to exchange.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was very offensive, so I needed to. If that changed me, then I would not be the exciting fighter I am, or I was. So I had to make sure that look, I'm gonna go back. Losses happen, bounce back from it.
Yeah. And it didn't take you really long to get back in the title hunt. But if I remember correctly, that Prescott fight was at lightweight, but you ended up going
Yeah.
up to
I
super
was killing
lightweight.
myself making weight as well. I was killing myself making weight, so I went
Okay.
up to light welterweight. My first fight at light welterweight was against Andres Kotelnik. He was a world champion, just beat Maidana,
Yeah.
and he had just won for he defended the WBA title. So I took that fight
Right.
against Kotelnik and beat him.
Right.
And obviously that's when everyone shut up like, wow, they were like, wow, like this guy after 3 fights has become world champion.
Right.
It's crazy.
And you had quite a succession of good quality opponents and world champions.
Well,
Malinaji,
crazy. Well, if you
Zabjuda.
look at my record, you could at least count like 25 world champions I fought. Like
Quite a
now,
few. Quite a
lot,
few.
and it's a lot. Former and even like current or former, like you name it. Like I fought all the best. There was no one you can like. I fought everyone. Literally, whoever was around that era at the biggest. Like I fought them all, like up and down weight categories and all. And I'm glad I did it because it makes me the name I am, and also it sends a good message to these young fighters that don't ever be scared to get in the ring and lose. You can always bounce back, but people will always respect you for taking the biggest fights.
Right. And when you eventually lost your title to Lamont Peterson, there was such controversy in that fight with the points deducted, and those ended up being the difference in
One
the
point.
fight. And how bad of a taste did that leave in your mouth?
Not bad, really. Honestly, like, you know, my losses happen, and I know I train hard. I was hurt by it. Yeah, like, why did this happen to me in boxing? I've been so good to boxing, and boxing not been good to me. But then obviously you put everything together and you think, you know, I wish I'd changed a few things. So then that made me so much smarter. Why did I go? I was a champion. Why did I go to the challenges back? We could have gone to Vegas and done a big fight there. So it was a learning curve for not only myself, it was a learning curve for Oscar De La Hoya, because he promoted that fight, Richard Schaefer and everyone. I think that was a big lesson for a lot of people. And then at the same time, that scoring fights that I could be bad for the sport of boxing. Why are you cheating a person? You know, cheating a fighter it's not good. Where, you know, you're gonna have the world talking bad about you, especially now. If that ever happened now, oh my God, you know, UFC, Dana White, people like that would just crush the sport of boxing, and they want to do that. Now, people are looking for excuses to crush boxing because boxing is on such a high at the moment. So imagine that happened now.
Right.
You know, it would have been crazy. But look, it made. Obviously, I moved forward. I moved on from that fight, and then obviously then I fought Danny Garcia, and sorry, it was the fight against. We had the fight in Vegas, and it was a rematch with Lamont Peterson. I was doing a rematch fight, and that's why the fight didn't happen, because he got tested positive.
Is that when you ended up fighting Devin Alexander in Vegas?
No, I took the Garcia fight.
Okay, I see the Garcia fight. Yeah. But eventually you fought Alexander. I was actually at that
We
fight,
had the
and that was
Alexander
during a WBC convention as well.
Yeah, was they were at the same time?
Yeah, same
Wow,
time,
so-
and it segued right into the convention.
Amazing. So yeah.
But
no,
you were welterweight then, and the big fight that you wanted, that all of England wanted to see, was
Hello?
Kell Brook.
Hello. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Bivol, how are you? We're just doing a press conference, brother.
Okay. Do you have 1 minute, bro? Or are you busy now?
You know what? Let me call you in a couple of minutes. I'm just doing a press conference, and then.
Okay. Okay, no problem. No problem.
Alright, champ. I'll call you back.
Bye.
Alright, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
How crazy was that? Dmitrii Bivol.
He wants you to
Huh?
I want you to work with him in hand speed, because he will see Benavides. He will face Benavides.
Maybe he needs help.
With the
Speed.
yes. He will handle the speed.
You all heard it there, boys.
Yes.
We're gonna help him.
Boxing Arabia.
So you eventually you wanted the big domestic fight with Kell Brook.
Yeah.
And it just
You know what, bro? Look,
dragged and dragged and dragged.
You know that fight never happened because I was on a different road. I was taking the fights with the Americans, fighting in America, making a name for myself in America. Look, one thing about boxing, when you make a name in America, you have become a global star, right? And how it helped me in my career was amazing. I was never scared to go there. They started seeing me as one of their own fighters because I was training there and I was fighting in America, and I did many fights there, Vegas and everything. And my promoter was from America as well. I was with Golden Boy. So yeah, it was awesome. I had such a great time being in America, campaigning there, living there, fighting there. They were like the best years I had.
So no regrets in your career.
No,
You
bro, like,
eventually took the Kell Brook fight, didn't go your way,
Yeah,
but
when I took the Kell Brook fight, honestly, like it was. Kell Brook was a fight I want to give back to the UK fans, because the UK fans done a lot for me in boxing, and I thought that if I did take that fight, which I didn't need because financially I was good and everything, I'd achieved everything I wanted to achieve in boxing, but I just had that little feeling that everywhere I go, people said to me, we want to see the Kell Brook fight. So I was like, you know what, I have to do it for the fans. And even though I didn't want it, I did it for the fans. That's all it was. Like.
And then wrapping up, you're a promoter now, AK
Yeah,
Promotions.
Amir Promotions.
You've done some of your own, and you worked with Balmoral Group in Nigeria recently.
Yeah.
What do you want to do as a promoter that perhaps you think needs to be done or hasn't been done for fighters?
I'm new in the game, and I wanna, how I was as a fighter, pick the right fights at the right time. Well, I didn't really. I was jumping in the biggest fights, but like, I mean, we have to make it exciting. We want the fighters. We want to be with the right fighters who are exciting, put bums on seats, and also who want to be world champion, who have that determination to make it to the top and be the best. I'm not just gonna sign anyone and everyone. And I want to put on good shows where everyone's going to be happy with them. They're going to be good 50-50 fights and exciting fights as well. And I'm hit a region like Africa where people don't go. Nobody went there.
Right.
Ghana, nobody went there. Now you've got Eddie Hearn there. I mean, with now I've just done a deal where Amir Promotions, Queensbury, hand in hand are putting the shows on together in Nigeria. So that's why I've got a couple of the Queensbury fighters on Frank Warren's team, stable fighters. I've got Lawrence Okoli, I've got David Adley. I mean, it's fantastic.
I watched that first show in
And
Nigeria, and it was a great show.
It was a good show, and also having the zone on board, definitely it's amazing as well. So we are doing big things now, and I'm enjoying it as I'm going. I want to stay in the game, and you never know, one day we'll get a knock on the door from Turkey Sheikh. He might say, I'm going to support you.
I think you will.
Yeah.
Champ, it sounds like you're still happy. Things are going great for you, and I wish continued success.
Thank you very much. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
thanks a lot.